All right, so if you shoot a lot of video, eventually you may need to have some frames built, and you can get frames from a number of different places, or you can build them yourself. And frames are great for if you need to flag something, diffuse something, maybe hold some gels, or use it as a bounce or a reflector. You can build frames with just about anything. Now, I've seen a lot of PVC tutorials and definitely a lot of tutorials where you have to use wood. But you know, with the wood frames, you're probably going to need some cutting tools, you know, a lot of drilling. But here's something that you can do that is very simple, no tools required, and you can modify it if you need to. But basically, you just run down to your hardware store and you pick up an aluminum window screen kit, or it's also a door screen. If you look at your backyard door, most likely you would have a screen door there, or if you have a window, you may have a screen behind your window, and it allows you to get your air in while keeping the bugs out. Now, those aluminum frames you can buy, and they're ready-made kits. Now, you can cut them down to just about any size you want, or you can buy them in just about any size you want, all the way up to you know, a full door size or larger. Now, here's a kit that I picked up. This is using a 7/16 frame. Now, that's really the thickness of the frame. Right here you can see one edge, and it's an aluminum channel, very lightweight, super lightweight, but pretty sturdy. And this is a 36-inch square. So again, you can get them in different sizes. This is what you would call a 3x3. A lot of people may make a 4x4, but 3x3 is a pretty decent start. This is going to be a little bit more expensive, obviously, than going PVC or wood, but again, there's no tools required to put this together. And after you put it together, you can actually break it back down if you want to travel with this frame. So just as an idea here, we're going to build up this frame. We're going to throw on a gel, and this gel here is used to convert a daylight into kind of tungsten or warm it up. And you know, putting a gel away from the light is sometimes helpful, because that light, if you just gel the light itself, sometimes there's too much heat there and it could just mess up your gel. Or you may be punching several lights into one gel, and that's where you would use the frame. Or you're just using a large diffuser if you want to make a window panel, or you're doing a bounce or a flag. Again, you know, frames are very handy. Anyways, we're going to put this together. Again, aluminum channel window screen kit. I chose a darker color here. They do make them in just pretty much any other color you want. And then it comes with these 4 corners. So all you have to do is just line up these 4 corners here, slide them in. You just have to figure out the direction the corners go in. They only go in one way, which is great because you can't do this wrong. As you can see here, I'm holding the frame. It's very sturdy. I don't even have all the sides in yet. Oops, this one goes this way. And one more. There you go. I don't know if you can see that, but it's a very sturdy frame, very rigid frame here, but it's all aluminum and very lightweight. And as I said, you could take this apart if you want to travel with this frame. But there you go, we have it set up. The great thing about these types of frames is as opposed to like a round rod or round tube or PVC, is that they're very flat. So you can use just about any clamp to hold your material. So if you're throwing a piece of silk over here, or even a gel, you could use C47s or just basic clamps, or even binder clips. You could use just about anything, and it holds really well because you have a nice wide flat surface. So anyways, I'm going to clip my gel onto this, and then we'll mount it to a light stand, and I'll show you a clamp that I love from 9 Dot Solutions that we could use to hold this in place. All right, there you go. So we built a frame and we have some material on here. Again, this is a gel, but this could very well be a flag or diffuser, a bounce, or anything else. And then to get this onto a light stand, we have this super clever 9-dot solutions double clamp here. I think they call this dual pythons or double pythons. Basically, it's a clamp, 2 clamps here, and you can rotate each one of these all the way around. And this is great for clamping one thing to something else. Now, I've used this to clamp onto a stand, and then I can clamp like a boom arm, or clamp a light, or clamp just about anything. So this is a really great little tool to have in the kit, because again, you can clamp one thing to the next, so you can really build little frames and structures out of stands and telescoping poles, or anything you want. This is one of my favorite little tools. Anyways, all we need to do is clamp this over to a light stand, and then the other clamp will hold on to the frame. So let me set that up right now. All right, so there you go. We've got our frame clamped up to a stand. Now, again, this double clamp can work on just about anything. And then we have our frame here set up. So we could very well just make this a large silk. We can get these aluminum screen frames in just about any size, but because it's aluminum channel, you can cut it very easily with a hacksaw. So if you guys want to do a 2x4, or maybe a 6x4, or 8x, something, you guys can modify it, and the clamps, the corner pieces will still fit inside of the channel. And then if you wanted a more permanent solution, you could permanently attach these clamps on each end using some sort of epoxy or something like that. But I like to keep them loose, because you can, again, break them down and just throw them in a bag and set them up later at your location. Anyways, it is a little more expensive to go with these aluminum frames, but I think it's a little bit cleaner. It's definitely a lot lighter than working with wood, and it looks a lot better. Anyways, if you guys have any questions, hopefully this tip is helpful. Hit me up at the blog, cheesycam.com.